But well, yeah, I found it overwhelming because it's like there's 3 games
Except me, so I can keep playing my game.
Well, I want you to know that was the first thing that they probably
We
heard,
worked
Holly.
that out.
Playing my game.
When I say I'm
Well,
gonna do
it's
something, it's getting
appropriate.
done now.
It's okay. You can usually see Lucas's game reflected in his glasses throughout the show, so no decorum here.
I'm just not allowed to right now because I can't rationally think and do that at the same time tonight.
Well, remember when I used to eat during the show? Now that I've been hosting the stream, I can't eat because I've got way too much going on.
You say literally as you're eating.
It's a cookie. That's different.
Whoa, bye, Winnie.
Okay, well, hello, live stream. Thank you for watching us tonight. We're so glad you're here. You may have noticed Eugene is not here. That's because he got married last Saturday.
And he is now too good for us.
Yeah, so he's gone for a week.
No, what happened was he actually morphed. When him and his wife got married, they morphed into Holly. So Holly is the new Eugene.
Cool.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right.
I have questions.
Do we have any? No time. Do we have any last minute stuff we have to get done, or should we just roll into this and see how we do?
I say we roll into it. Let me get our intro ready. Oh, we need to sync up with this.
Yeah, syncing up would be important. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Only important for the editor.
Yeah, only important for me. Okay, so Holly, in case you don't know or remember, we clap 3 times when I count down, and then you tell me where you started clapping on your counter. It doesn't have to be exact, but we use the audio spikes so I can sync everybody's audio up when I'm editing. So just take a look at your Audacity, and when I say 3, 2, 1, clap real loud, and then tell me where you were. Okay.
Just once.
Yeah, just whatever you can do to make it work. Yeah. It's more about the timer than anything. But here, let's do it and see if we all get it. 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. Holly, what was your time?
Okay.
8:17.5.
Cool. All right. Justin, I guess.
4:53.
4:53. Steven.
13:13. The luckiest time we could have possibly had tonight.
Wow. And I was at about 4:30. I can find my own.
13:13 Mockingbird Lane.
I love that show, Justin.
Justin's in my phone as Justy.
Family was better.
Justin's
all right.
What?
Justy.
Oh, Justy. I thought you said Justine.
What are we adjusting?
We're adjusting our attitude before we get started with this show. All right, Steve, let's do it, man.
All right, here it comes.
We should probably do one as a level just to see if it sounds good, and then we'll do it for real. So.
Okay. Well, here it comes. It's loading. Step right up, Kongs. Now is your chance to get your suggestion in for Swinky's Bonus Bonanza over at patreon.com/infendo.
All right, do it for real.
Okay, there should be a little less of a load this time. And away we go. Step right up, Kongs. Now is your chance to get your suggestion in for Swanky's Bonus Bonanza over at patreon.com/Infendo Radio.
Creating overwhelming urges to buy Nintendo crap since 2005. Infendo Radio is on now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio, episode 492.
What is this
I'm
voice?
Eugene. I am not Eugene.
Something is terribly wrong here.
Eugene is actually not with us tonight, and for those of you who are frequent listeners, that is because he did get married last Saturday, so he is on his honeymoon right now.
For those of you who are not frequent listeners, he just plain doesn't like us.
For those of you who are not frequent listeners, Eugene is one of the 4 of us that usually does this podcast, Infendo Radio. As I said earlier, this is episode 492. It is the 8th of May. I think I got all that right. And I have 3 lovely co-hosts with me, one of which is not our normal co-host. Holly, how are you doing tonight?
But is the loveliest.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are lovely too.
Thank you.
But I am the lovely. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, don't let this temper your ego or anything, but look at what you're competing against.
I'm doing great and really excited to be on the show, though, for sure. Especially with all these compliments, I feel like they're raining down on me.
Well, so that's what you get.
Yeah.
Please have me back.
Radio. For the first episode, if you become a regular, then
I was going to say that's what you get when you're the guest. When you're a regular, then it gets considerably less nice.
Well, Justin, how nice are you doing tonight?
I'm apparently a little hyper tonight, as a matter of fact. So yeah, I'm doing fine. I've got nothing else clever to say. I'm all out. Good night, folks. It's been fun.
Good episode. Steve, you got anything clever to say?
Is that really all you've got, Justin? Like, are we actually going to have a quiet Justin the rest of the show? Because I'm already going to be quiet because I got the deer in the headlights look tonight.
And that's different from any other night we do the show?
It's true. It is the same as the last 2 weeks. So.
Actually, usually it's the deer with his face in a pasta bowl look.
Now, I did that off camera before the show.
All right. Eugene's not here to keep you guys in check, so we're
Where's
all
the cowbell? Not the cowbell.
Yeah,
the coconut.
Yeah, the coconut. We're all gonna have to work our hardest to not be obnoxious tonight. Good luck. Before we get into the regular show, though, we do want to give our producer shout out. Big thank you to our producers who come to us at the Steve. Help me. What level is that tier?
$20 level.
I thought it was 20, but I didn't want to sound like a jerk. Thank you to our $20 patrons at the producer level. That includes Andrew Searson, the Briannosaurus, Sky Pharaoh, and Phantom. Big thank you to you four. You help keep this show running. We will be right back after a tiny little break, and we will get started with some Infendo Roundtable.
Okay, we're back. Hi, Twitch.
Cool. Hi, live stream.
Right,
Eugene always does that, so I guess we should too.
Yeah. And we're just going to get right into it before I mess something up. So here we go.
Too late.
Here at Infendo Radio, we've got games. If you'd like to give us suggestions for our games, go to patreon.com/Infendo Radio and pledge at the $2 level.
Hello and welcome back to Infendo Radio. It's time for Infendo Roundtable. What that means is basically we're just going to talk about something because we don't have a game lined up. Tonight, we're going to be talking about games that Super Smash Brothers actually inspired us into playing. I think we've talked about this a little bit before on the show. We each kind of have like a game or two that, Smash Bros. Is that all-encompassing game that kind of includes every Nintendo IP. And for a lot of people, that was kind of our introduction to gaming. So, Holly, you pitched this idea to us. Why don't you start and tell us your story?
Well, it was kind of I feel like I'm not very creative or not great at coming up with ideas. So honestly, that was just all I had, I guess. But hey, it's not bad. Whenever I don't know about everyone else out there listening and you guys here, but whenever I play Super Smash Bros., especially a new Super Smash Bros., it gives me this crazy urge to play like all these games that these characters were in. And probably the top game that I played because of Smash Bros. Would be just like the Fire Emblem series in general. Back when Super Smash Bros. Melee was out, that was kind of the West's first kind of exposure to Fire Emblem. And it was just two characters in Super Smash Bros. Melee that we got. And I actually mained Marth, which is kind of weird considering I hadn't played a game of his. And like nowadays I feel like for example, Joker haven't played his game, I'm afraid. So I have this weird disinterest in playing him. I'm sorry, Lucas.
Oh, it's okay. It's more room for me.
But Marth, he just looked cool. Plus, I liked characters with swords. So Melee, I would say, like, planted these thoughts of the Fire Emblem series into my brain in a weird way. It wasn't until a few years later that I started subscribing to Nintendo Power, started reading about this whole Fire Emblem thing when the games actually started getting localized for the West. And so my interest was piqued even more. Strangely enough, though, I didn't actually get around to playing a Fire Emblem until years and years later. The first one I played was actually Sacred Stones because of the Ambassador program on the 3DS. I guess I had forgotten by then about the whole permadeath thing, though. That really turned me off, and I didn't play that game much. But then, of course, Fire Emblem Awakening came out, and it was kind of a resurgence for the series, and I ended up just loving it. And now I'm a Fire Emblem fan all the way. I love that series, so that's a huge one. And I mentioned this to you guys already, but who knows if Fire Emblem would actually be in the position that it's at today if it hadn't been for Melee having those characters.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, like Fire Emblem was like introduced to the West because of Melee, so that totally makes sense. Also,
Yeah,
you
it's ironic because Nintendo of America almost had those characters removed from the game because nobody in the West would know who they were, and now,
Really?
especially since or I don't know whether it's Nintendo of America or just Sakurai's team almost took them out because again nobody over here would know who they were, but they kept them in, and now Fire Emblem's like a major. I mean, it took a while. It took until Awakening, but Fire Emblem's a major Nintendo franchise now.
Hey, Mars speaks English now,
Yes.
That took a few games, but
Yeah, it took a while. You are to Fire Emblem what I want to be to Fire Emblem. I purport myself to be a Fire Emblem fan, but the only game I've ever been able to get through is Awakening, and I've played it multiple times, but I'm not as patient as you, apparently.
well, some of the old ones in particular take a lot of patience, because with Awakening, like, half the reason I loved that game is the fact that you could matchmake the characters.
That's kind of why
and the relationships.
if we're being honest.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Awakening is the only Fire Emblem that I've ever tried to play. I got about 25 hours in, and then I don't remember what came out. In fact, it might actually be Hyrule Warriors Legends, as a matter of fact. That something came out that completely took me away from it.
Derailed
it?
Never
went back. Yeah. And it was, I've never even had the drive to go back to it, though, is the problem. Like, I just don't think it's for me. But I used to say that about Monster Hunter, and look where we are now. So
here you are. So
it could change.
You're already going, so you want to just tell us about your Smash Bros. Conversions?
So yeah, so I don't really have one big one, but I've actually got several small ones. So I'm gonna just run through them really quickly. The first one that came to my mind immediately when we decided on this topic was actually Kid Icarus. It was a game that I missed on the original Nintendo. Never played it on the Game Boy, just never, made it to my collection. I did go back and play... So basically, after he was announced in Brawl, I think it was, or came out in Brawl, I went back and actually played 3D Classics Kid Icarus, which had the improved landing mechanic. It let you kind of feather your way down.
It had improved everything, really.
Yeah. And that was the only way I could get through that game, was because it was actually easier to play that version than the original ROM.
Yeah.
And then when... I just lost the name of the game.
Uprising?
Yeah. When Uprising came out, I bought that game day one. Pre-ordered it and everything, had every intention of finishing the game. Made it past the Medusa battle, like 2 levels later than that. And just never went back to it. I just kind of lost interest.
Oh, I love that.
So you basically got to the fake ending. Yeah, I love Uprising a lot.
Yeah.
So
and it's such a good game, though, and the soundtrack, that's one of those soundtracks that stayed on my phone. Like, even now, I still have that soundtrack on my phone, because it's just so good. But yeah, I just kind of lost interest after that, so... It would be interesting to see what they do for the next entry in the series, and I would probably give it a shot again.
Big if they do one, though.
Please do one. Please.
It's a when. As long as he's in Smash Brothers, they'll do another game at some point.
I hope.
Like 20 years.
Yeah.
Metroid is actually the next game that is kind of a big one for me that I had never gotten into. I had seen the character in Smash Brothers up until recently. I knew who Ridley was. I had heard Ridley's song, love the music. But I had never really gotten into a Metroid. I watched a buddy of mine play Super Metroid on my Wii Virtual Console and enjoyed watching him play that. I've played and almost beat Zero Mission. I got to the Zero Suit section and could never get past that. I bought the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Wii, got about 4 or 5 hours into the first game, and I'm not big on backtracking in games.
Metroid's infamous for that.
Yeah, and it's really difficult to stay focused in Prime because it's just such a pretty world. Yes.
Can I make a suggestion? You should play Metroid Fusion.
Oh, Fusion?
No. Well, I like Other M a lot, but Other M even has some backtracking, but Fusion is pretty much like a straight run.
And
like,
okay.
Yeah, Zero Mission and Fusion are probably two of the most like beginner-friendly Metroid games. Yeah, they're linear. Like the exploration is there, but it's more optional. Like you can follow the linear path and do just fine, or you can play it like any other Metroid game and find a bunch of cool stuff that you didn't need but will help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to give that a shot because I have that on my 3DS from the Ambassador program.
I've actually been dying to play Fusion again, so I might do that soon.
Well, maybe we'll.
Obviously, I recommend Other M, but the internet doesn't. So take your.
I enjoyed Other M. I think I was working at GameStop when that came out, so I was able to actually rent the game, and what I played, I enjoyed. I just knew about
it's a solid game,
and I knew exactly what not to do to get my save locked.
I was so paranoid the whole time.
And then the very last game that I wanted to bring up, and Holly's going to hate me for this one again. I feel like I'm just all against Holly on this one. Xenoblade Chronicles, the original Xenoblade Chronicles from the Wii that came out on the 3DS.
New 3DS.
I owned a Shulk
like one of very few.
Amiibo. I owned a Shulk Amiibo before I bought the new 3DS version of Xenoblade.
Coming from anybody else, that would be surprising and illogical, but this is Steve.
But this is me. And interestingly enough, I have the digital copy of Xenoblade Chronicles on 3DS, and I've played it 3 or 4 times now, and every time I get to the part where I don't know, there's something that happens, like you're in a peaceful time, and then you're going around fighting like random animals and stuff, and I can do that.
You're in a peaceful time.
Hey, come on. We're having a peaceful time here.
So what you're saying is the second that the mechanists show up and start wrecking house, you're out.
It all goes to crap because
I like how your
system.
I like how your description of having a peaceful time is just going out and killing random woodland
animals.
Creatures.
Yeah. Xenoblade's weird for that
all
reason.
You do.
We were having a good, peaceful, wholesome time decapitating squirrels.
Slaughtering squirrels. Yeah. Like to be fair though, like I have kind of the same problem with Xenoblade. Like it's a great game, and I'm willing to admit it's a phenomenal game. Yeah. But I personally don't have the attention span. I just can't do it for some reason.
This from the person who's like playing the Persona games like they're
yeah, I know.
Like they're nothing. Like
I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Some games do it and some games don't. I haven't found the formula yet. Some games work for me and some games don't. And
it's Japanese.
I really
that's the formula.
But Xenoblade is Japanese. Like Xenoblade is really heavily Japanese.
Is it? It seems slightly westernized at least.
Well,
it's a pretty JRPG.
I just find it interesting that I can't, like, for the life of me, learn that battle system. But I can learn how to make hidden rooms in Minecraft that would be completely undetectable unless you know my base. Like, I can do things with redstone that would blow people's minds, and I'm not even good with redstone compared to other people out there. I can do that just fine.
Sounds like a good Tinder profile.
I can't learn
You realize nobody knows what you're...
battle system.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's so
I
good
don't know.
when you learn it, though.
Yeah.
I
but
believe
yeah.
it, and I want to, but I can't.
You know,
I don't know, I have a
it might be
block on that
easier
game.
for you to learn. Okay, so like I really liked Xenoblade X, and that has the same battle system. That might be a way to kind of ease your way into it, because if you're more like
Now-
me, you kind of prefer like a sci-fi futuristic kind of,
Now,
Setting.
which one is X?
Yeah.
Is that the Wii U, or is that...
Yes.
That's the Wii U with the giant mechs and stuff.
I've been replaying that one lately. I
But
just
then I
started
have
it.
to plug
I really
in my
like
Wii
it.
U, and I have to find the charger for that stupid tablet.
Oh,
Well,
the
that's what you
gamepad.
get for unplugging it.
Yeah.
I have a Switch.
All
I
right.
don't need it anymore.
All right. Well, in the interest of
Oh,
not
it needs to be
completely
ported.
derailing this conversation, Justin, would you like to go next?
Sure. My list is actually going to be kind of short because, I was looking through the characters in Ultimate even, like going for the maximum roster.
Yeah.
And there aren't very many games that I didn't know of prior to their inclusion of Smash Brothers. NES I was unfamiliar with. I was familiar with the game of Earthbound, but I didn't know that Ness was a character from it. And I have, on at least a few occasions, tried playing Earthbound just because of its legacy and, the character's inclusion in Smash Brothers. And it's, kind of like, it's the Nintendo game that every hipster Nintendo fan loves for reasons. But I can't get into it. I've never played Kid Icarus Uprising, but I have tried the other Kid Icarus games, and I don't think I ever tried those before his inclusion in Smash Brothers. But, and I was going to say F-Zero X I bought because of, Captain Falcon, but F-Zero X came out before Smash Brothers. So, honestly, I don't have a whole lot to contribute to this conversation. I think Bayonetta might be the only game that I didn't play until after the character's inclusion in Smash Brothers, and that was on my wish list anyway.
I have the Bayonetta Player 1 amiibo. I have Bayonetta 1 and 2, and it's
I have the
only because she's in
Bayonetta Player
Smash
1
and I've never
amiibo because
played
of
them.
you. Player
Do you?
2, rather.
Was
You
it
got
Player
me
2
the
I got?
Player 2. I get them confused because the Player 2 Bayonetta is the Bayonetta 1 design,
I don't
and
even
vice
know
versa.
which one
so.
I have.
All right. Well, for anybody that's watched the show more than once, these are not going to come as a surprise to you because I talk about this all the time. When I was in high school and Brawl was a thing, and we were checking the website every day, Smash Dojo, to see what was going to come out.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh,
first there
forgot
was
about that.
First there was the Sonic moment where I lost my mind, but when Lucas got revealed as another Earthbound character, I had tried Earthbound, but like Justin, I never really got that into it. But I wanted to know more about Lucas because I thought, hey, cool, he has the same name as me. Let's do that. So I downloaded a ROM because Mother 3 wasn't available in the US. And I used a GameFAQs guide that had all of the dialogue translated from area to area. And I painstakingly played a RPG in Japanese and translated it for myself with a strategy guide. And that's how I got through my first playing of Mother 3.
Wow.
Which is sad because the fan translation is one of the most acclaimed, heralded fan translations ever.
And I have played the fan translation, but the fan translation didn't exist the first time I played Mother 3. That wasn't an option.
Well, kudos.
Well, thank you. But no, I love that game. I loved it as much the second time I played it with the English patch. But no, it's a really solid game. And I don't like Earthbound as much. I think Earthbound is fine, but I think Earthbound's a little campy. Mother 3 has a really important story to tell, and it tells it really well. So I always say that's my emotional game. That's the game that makes me cry every time I play it because it's just every chapter of that game is so sweet and heartfelt and human. But I owe Smash Bros for that. And obviously, much more recently, when Smash Ultimate got its DLC revealed, and it was Joker, Steve texted me the day that he got revealed, and he was like, "Joker's in Smash," and I'm like, "The DC villain? And he's like, no, the main character from Persona 5. And I'm like, what's a Persona 5? So I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's stupid. Why'd they do that? And then I was like, maybe it's worth a try. And then Christmas came around and I was like, I have some spending money. I should get Persona 5 on my PS3. And then I played it and then I fell in love with it. And then I wanted to main Joker. And then I played Persona 4. And then I played Persona 3. And then I played Persona Q. And now I main Joker. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's me in Final Fantasy now that the Final Fantasy games are all coming to the Switch. Like,
yeah, you're finally kind of getting into them.
Jumping on
So
the
of course,
bike.
the Final Fantasy games that I most want have not even been announced for Switch. I'd like like
3,
4 and 6 to come out, but
3 and 6 would be amazing for me. And also, if 1 ever comes out, if we ever get 1 like through the NES, whatever, I will name our 4 heroes after the 4 Infendo Radio co-hosts, and I will live stream it, and we will go on an adventure together.
That
But
would be amazing.
I'm looking forward to that day. That's always like that's how I play Final Fantasy 1. Like I would always name the characters after like my real life friends, and I would Oregon Trail Final Fantasy. And
that's how I play Pokemon games. My trainer is always me, and then my rival is whoever I have a relationship with at the time, like not romantic relationship, but whoever is
rival
spending right. So
romantic,
currently,
okay.
I had to do basically a dice roll to decide which one of you became my rival. But currently, Gentis is my rival in Let's Go, and Sigma was the name of the baby in Oracle of Seasons. So.
I love that baby.
What?
So, Eugene has not been represented in a game yet. Maybe something will come up in Oracle.
I'm gonna tell on you.
Ages or something.
When I and we really have to break after this, but when I played the Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke challenge, I named our characters basically after all of us, and I think I had like 1 empty spot, so I'm pretty sure I named it Holly. So there you go.
I actually remember that.
Yeah,
Holly made the cut.
We all died though, so don't get too excited. We didn't make it through the entire game, but anyway, that's way too much about the stuff that wasn't Smash Bros. Let's take a quick break and come back with a little game hosted by a little Steven. Your
Yeah,
game?
we're running kind of long on this break.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
And we're back, by the way. They can see our
Okay.
smiling
Welcome
faces.
back.
I
And they can hear the
considered,
dings.
yes, I considered removing Eugene from the scoreboard and just replacing him with Holly, but I decided to be nice and
No,
just add her
Eugene
as...
gets an honorary spot. Just because he's not here doesn't mean he's not actually here.
Does that
In
mean
fact,
he gets
you know
your
what? Give
honorary
Eugene a
point?
point.
Yeah, give
Give
Eugene
Eugene,
a point.
yeah, give Eugene a point. And if none of us get a point, Eugene wins. Happy anniversary, but anniversary. Happy whatever you're on. Honeymoon.
Anniversary. I like it.
0 anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah, your 0th anniversary.
This has to
What is
be
that,
the
rock?
Zero is probably one of my favorite made-up words ever.
Lucas, this has to be the anniversary episode.
The anniversary?
The anniversary episode.
Why anniversary?
Because that's what you said.
So that's kind of how you pronounced it. There was a breathy
There's a-
exhalation as you said anniversary.
Yeah.
There's a joke, and I'm the only one who's not in on it. Let's go.
All right,
I
guys.
You are it.
I'm going to play us back in.
All right.
And now we wait.
Ever wonder what happens when we go on break on Twitch? Well, you'll never know unless you're a member of our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/Infendo Radio for the $10 level, you'll get access to everything that we cut out.
Boy, that was weird hearing Eugene's voice, even though Eugene's not here. I like it. Welcome back, everybody. We are ready for our game segment. This week, we have bad game descriptions for you, one of my personal favorites. One that Lucas and I started playing at night when we were hanging out, just for fun, even though we weren't actually guessing the prices back then. For those of you that have never heard this game before, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a crappy game description from the Nintendo eShop. Yes, the Nintendo eShop. And my co-hosts are going to have to guess closest to the actual retail price without going over. I do want to throw in a disclaimer. Just because the game has a terrible description, that does not mean it's a terrible game. I actually reviewed a game about zombies, and it was one of my poopin' games of the year last year.
Oh, you know, I think that game got like rave reviews from a whole bunch of other podcasts, like right after you talked about it. So
yeah, no, it was a fantastic.
Yeah,
game.
no,
Just
we've we've
they
played
redid their
some of these
description,
games.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, we've played some of these games that have horrible descriptions, but the game itself is fine. So we are not judging your game. We're just judging whoever works in your marketing department and wrote the description for you.
yeah. And fun fact, Lucas, when I was looking through games, there was one you did last time about counting numbers and learning to count.
Yeah.
And that one repeated several times. I came across that game again when I was reading descriptions.
Nice.
So, our first game, which I almost just gave away to you, comes from Malik Emrys. And it's Malik, not McKick, like I put in my notes. I'm sorry I can't spell. Yeah, you guys ready for this?
Yep.
You assist a hero from ancient Greece, Hercules. You assist a hero from ancient Greece, Hercules. Evil Hades had kidnapped his wife while Hercules was asleep. This wasn't the only problem. The villain has destroyed roads, so it takes a lot of effort to follow. The player will have to fix paths and use artifacts, activate switches, and fight beasts. As you move forward, you get a chance to build 4 wonders on the map screen. The game runs in full HD mode, if available. The player will enjoy colorful comics, as well as Hercules' surprising tricks. Each of 4 stages has an action game in the end. Bullet point. Now we're to the selling points of the game, guys. Each level has something new, really challenging achievements, action minigames. Gentlemen and lady, what is the retail price of this game? Who wants to start?
Ladies first.
yeah, not it.
Holly, you don't have to
Oh my
go first every time. We do rotate.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, if it is the Price is Right style. Okay. Guessing the retail price of this game, and I don't even know what it is.
That's the game.
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna throw out $7.99.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna lowball it a little bit because you mentioned there's 4 playable stages, and it sounded like the cutscenes are all comic format, so there's probably no animation. I was surprised to hear it's HD. I'm gonna say
Where available.
where available. I'm gonna say this is a $1.99 game. I think this is
Okay.
cheap.
Justin?
I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm actually going to go in the other direction. It sounds like they're really ambitious with this game, and with all the description and everything. So I'm going to go $9.99 and probably lose my point.
By default, Lucas wins. Actual retail price is $4.99.
Nice.
So,
Well, see, that's how you like.
That was going to be my second guess, and I'm kicking myself.
That's how you play. Not The Price is Right. Yes.
Exactly.
I need to take
You go
a
low when
20-second
someone else
break
goes.
to go get a notepad.
Do
Bye.
it.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
On the
1,
clock.
2, 3,
You're forgetting
4.
the Mississippis.
5, Mississippi 6, Mississippi 7, Mississippi 8.
You're supposed to spell it out. Like,
wait, you spell it?
MISS. I'm kidding now.
Okay, I was like, is that like a Utah thing? Because I've never heard that before.
Well, because it gives them time to think of what the next number is.
Well, he wasn't kidding. It was really like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I knew right where the notepad and the pen were. All right, so Lucas got our
And he
first
knew
point.
the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, guys, the next 9 or 10, depending on how many we need. I found myself. So,
Oh, boy.
Well, while I catch my breath, here we go.
It's always good when you find yourself.
Yes. The most entertaining pinball is back. Enjoy Blank, a perfect reproduction of a real pinball machine with all the graphics, details, and sounds. Discover all the secrets, complete all the missions, and become #1 in the world or the best among your friends, posting high score on the online leaderboards. Here's our bullet points. Arcade design, gloomy setting, multi-ball, extra ball, skill shot, jackpots, ... Reproduction with all the details, lights, and sounds. 4 different cameras to choose from. 4 cameras. Online leaderboard. Okay, guys. Justin,
Okay.
you're going to take first bid this time.
Okay.
How many? Did it say how many boards there are?
It does not say how many boards there are, but there are 4 different cameras to choose from.
That's important.
There's as many cameras in this game as there were stages in the last game, so be prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn from my mistakes and say. I was gonna say $3.99, but I've seen some of these pinball games on the eShop. I'm gonna go $2.99.
Okay. Holly?
I'm not just stealing Lucas's price. I legit think it's $1.99.
All right. Well, I could be a real jerk and guess like $3 and just probably win this round, but I'm going to legitimately make a guess here. I think that this is a $7.99 pinball game, and I'm going to take the gentleman's high road and guess what I believe. So,
Okay.
Steven.
One rule I did forget to mention. You get an extra point if you get the exact price. One of you guys has guessed the exact price.
Ding, 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 ding.
Was it the gentleman?
Exactly. Justin,
Dang it!
Dragon Pinball retails for $2.99. It is currently on sale for $1.97.
I've never
Dang
even
that.
heard of that particular pinball game. So,
Well,
I've
now
just-
you have it. It has 4 different cameras to choose from, so go get it.
4 cameras.
Is it out yet?
Sounds like it. It's on sale.
Release
doesn't mean
date
anything.
Oh, yeah.
Release date is May 10th.
Wow. Okay. So it's
Okay.
out by the time you're listening to this recorded show. Jeffrey, you know who you are, Jeffrey, listening to this show. I just blew Jeffrey's mind.
all right. So hang
Okay.
on. I've got to throw this in here. Wait for it.
Nice.
Very humble of you.
All right, Justin.
All right, Justin.
Every round.
Give Justin
Okay.
give Justin 2 points. Yeah, let's get copyright struck while we're at it.
All right.
Point taken.
Game number 3. And by the way, I didn't grab release dates for anything after game number 1 and 2, so sorry.
So don't ask.
Yeah. When mind and machine become one, what will remain of humanity?
I often ask
Berlin.
myself that.
Berlin, 2048. The
I
world
know
is
this
on the
game.
brink. Lack of resources. Illnesses caused by polluted air and water. Crime on the rise. War. Governments and companies promise remedies through technological progress. Drones and humanoid robots replace humans in the public sector. Everything is interconnected. Surveillance has become omnipresent. These guys need to learn how to use capitalization. Richard Nolan is one of the few journalists openly criticizing this development. When he wakes up in the hospital after explosion, not an explosion, after explosion, and finds his wife and son
The
have
big
mysteriously
explosion.
vanished, period, Richard realizes, he and his family have become more than just bystanders in a storm of ideas pertaining to humankind's salvation between dystopian reality and digital utopia, instead they find, themselves at the right at the center of it. Holly,
It
as an
kills me
English
that they know.
person-
It kills me that they know the word dystopian reality, but they don't know where a comma goes in a sentence.
What will the world look like after this storm? What will remain of humanity? Here's your
What will
bullet
the
points.
English language look like at the end of this description?
You're gonna make Lucas spit his water.
Yeah.
Bullet points. Experience an alarmingly realistic vision of the near future. Dive into a multi-layered sci-fi thriller where dystopian reality and digital utopia are intertwined. Unravel a global conspiracy.
Was that
in a society
intertwine
of
without a D?
ubiquitous digitalism, surveillance, and some word that I can't even pronounce. Transhumanism. Explore a world where rich and unique visual style, combining realistic environments with low-poly characters. Take on the role of journalist Richard Nolan, as well as 5 additional playable characters. Use dexterity, deductional skill, and research to reconstruct Richard's past. Lucas, what is the retail price for this game?
You know, I thought I knew this game because I've seen a game that looked a lot like what I imagine this game's description, would be. But I'm pretty sure the game stars a female because it's like a 2-part series and she's always on the cover. I'm gonna.
Siberia?
Yeah, Siberia. Yeah, that's what I was
seeing
thinking.
that too, and I'm all like, what even is that?
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm
this
glad I
doesn't
wasn't the only one. No, apparently not. You know what? This sounds like an ambitious game that if it was made by a company that had some clout, could go for $14.99, but it wasn't, so this game retails for $9.99. And that's my guess.
Okay. Justin?
Justin?
All right. Well, based on the description, I thought it was going to be a point-and-click adventure, but based on the description, I hope to God it's not a point-and-click adventure because that's going to be really hard to follow with all that dialogue. But like Lucas, I feel like this is a very ambitious game that if it were released by a reputable company would be in the $15 to $20 range. But unlike Lucas, I think they tried to, or would you say $25 range, whatever. I think they tried to sell it as something of quality. I'm going to go with $12.99.
Interesting.
Just a slight premium, but not quite, this is a good game, but this is a good game.
Okay. Holly?
I'm gonna go the 99-cent.
Nice.
There's got to be one.
Finding a territory and guarding it.
All right, guys. So I'm going to give you the sale price on this one first.
Am I about to be
before I give you the
really
retail
annoyed?
price. The sale price for this game is $13.59.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess Justin wins.
No, actual retail price is $39.99.
Woo!
Wow. Well, yeah, Justin still wins.
Still win.
Still wins.
Just I'm just not close. What?
But yeah, $39.99.
What is this game? I want to know
game
now.
is this?
Yeah.
State of Mind.
State of Mind. Oh, I think I've actually heard of that.
Everyone's going to Nintendo.com.
Okay, if you have the gall to charge $40 for your game, at least proofread your eShop description.
Yeah, you can pay
here we
Holly to
are.
do that. So,
Ollie, are you looking up the game online right now?
Yes, I did. I did just now. It's got a physical version apparently.
Wow.
oh,
All right.
wow.
Clearly
Alright.
not in any bookstores.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean,
Shots fired.
gosh, if they would pay me, I would. I'd proof
know.
that for them.
Yeah.
I was a writing tutor there for a while at a college.
There's an industry in that. You should look into that.
Yeah, hit
There
hit
is?
us up.
Really?
Hit us up. Tips at infendo.com. We'll
So
proofread
wait,
your
if
stuff.
if I'm calculating correctly, Holly's got no points. I have 1, and Justin has 3.
That would be correct. Oh, and
Ouch.
Eugene has 1.
Oh yeah, and Eugene has 1.
So you are
Holly,
tied with
Eugene is
Eugene.
beating you. Okay. All right. Game number 4. This is Holly's game. I can feel it.
All right.
Um,
Sure.
Oh god. Oh my goodness. I have a story. to
Corin
tell.
is a young dragon prince.
Flash princess.
All right. Become a boss of the building company and take control of construction machines. If you are a fan of construction or destruction, this is a game for you. Become
like
a
one of
boss of the
those.
building company. Sit behind the wheels of multiple vehicles like excavators or cranes and expand your business. Build campsites,
Crap, I
rental
know what game
homes,
this
office
is.
parks, and more. And here's our bullet points. Control 4 different construction machines. Build multiple constructions. Destroy old facilities, fences, and other buildings. Buy, develop, and manage properties to gain profits. Over 20 upgrades for machines. Work in various weather conditions. Execute city projects founded by Mayor and Grow Rich. Over 100 construction contracts. Holly, I believe you're first.
Pretty sure I know what this game is. I almost bought it when it was on sale. Unfortunately, I don't remember what it was on sale for or what its original price was.
Well, I got nothing as far as guesses go. So this is a straight out of thin air guess. I'm going to say $14.99.
That was going to be one of my guesses. And since you've taken $14.99, I'm going to go with my other guess.
Wait, whose turn is it?
It's me.
Lucas,
We go Holly,
Okay.
Lucas, Justin.
Okay.
We go. Well, on my screen, we
Okay.
go in a circle, but I'm sure it's
I
different.
haven't.
Okay,
I haven't even
that
paid
works.
attention.
Yep.
I was going to say $14.99. I was also thinking $19.99. So I'm going to say $19.99.
Okay.
I was going to say $19.99. I gotta.
Do you go low or do you go high? What
Right,
could it be? $19.98.
I mean, you're either going to get it dead on or I don't know. I guess. Yeah, do I go in between or do I go low? What do I do? Where's the audience? Start shouting prices.
It's entirely
at me.
the
That's-
wrong game.
Yes.
Yep.
They don't encourage audience participation in Jeopardy. That's kind of discouraged greatly, as a matter of fact.
It
all
wouldn't
right,
work. They're quick. Those smart people.
all right, I guess I'm going to go with $12.90. No, $17.99. I'm going to go for the middle.
Good. That means if it's expensive, I win by default.
Actual retail price for Construction Machines Simulator is $29.49.
Yeah.
It is on sale for $26.54, so Lucas gets a point.
I don't know why that got me so excited, but I was really into it.
Well, you're beating Eugene, and I don't think this is the game I thought it was, so
Okay.
I guess
Well-
hooray.
I need to warn you guys ahead of time. This next one's a doozy, so get ready for it.
Good. I like doozies.
Play and learn letters and words. Blank is an educational game for preschoolers and toddlers. Create words from letters as fast as you can.
I
Your
think I've
teacher
played
will
this.
give you hints.
I think I've
Lucas,
Clearly the
what is
writer of the
retail
last
price
description
this
didn't.
game?
Wait,
That's
that
all
was
there
it?
is.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so for Halloween last year, we bought a bunch of scary games, and we also bought a game called Preschool Game.
Uh-oh. Is that me?
No,
I don't think so. That's Lucas.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
I'm like, wait, nobody
Holly's
is
internet
moving.
fails again.
We'll pause here and hope that we get Lucas back in just a moment.
Well, all he was
Oh,
doing
that's
was trying
fun.
to explain. So that was all to the description. That was it.
That was it. Play and learn letters and words is an blank is an educational game for preschoolers and toddlers. Create words from letters as fast as you can. Your teacher will give you hints.
Are these? No, we never actually asked. Are these all Switch games, or are we jumping?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I can't have you guys guess. We need to wait a minute. Oh.
Nope.
Justin is
I'm
the
the host
host.
now.
That's scary. God help us if we have to figure out how to get that back. We'll need to resync up to...
Infendo Radio is the host
Make
now.
me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here.
Hey, Lucas is
I
back.
definitely want to hear this mashup now.
Hi,
Yeah,
buddy.
it was pretty great. Let's see if I can actually get my video back on or not.
If not,
That
it's
might
fine.
not happen.
We're still on commercial.
Yeah. No, like I was mid-sentence and then everyone was just so excited and happy for me. And I was like, that's not right. They're frozen.
I
Well,
like
lucky-
how no one is questioning the fact that I have the Price is Right music
No.
on my computer.
No,
Well,
we just
and-
expect it.
And lucky for you, Lucas, Holly's here to keep me in check. So editing this show is going to be a breeze aside from this little bit.
I appreciate that. I was
So-
talking and then I just started vamping to myself. Should we just go back into it and I'll
Yeah,
slice
so
it
go
up?
ahead and start your talk over. We'll shut up, and then
Oops.
we'll just go like
That was
nothing.
supposed to end.
That's the opposite of shutting up.
Okay, there we are.
Okay, so yeah, on Halloween, well, Steve is bright red right now. On Halloween, we Justin.
I'm working on it. All right, we're good.
So on Halloween, we bought a bunch of scary games, and we also bought preschool games to kind of mellow us out after all the spooky stuff was over. And it was not a good game, but I think that's what this is. And preschool games was like $1. So I'm gonna say $1.99. It was $1, so I'm gonna say $2, basically.
Okay, well, crap. Now my screen's all messed up. Who goes next, Lucas? You're the host.
I think Justin goes next.
Yeah, I think it's me.
Okay, Justin.
Yeah, because it
you're
goes Holly, Lucas, me, and then
Okay.
Lucas, me,
Lucas, Justin, Holly, Justin, Holly, Lucas.
You got it? Do you understand now?
up. Okay. Yeah. So
I kind of wish I was going last because I'm going to bid a penny.
All right.
okay. A penny.
Holly, you have a real opportunity to seize this game.
Well, I'm gonna trust what Lucas said about it just being $1 and just guess 99 cents
Man, we are all over with this one. Why should it be $5?
or 30.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so guess the word retails for $1.89.
Guess the
Sale
word.
price is 56 cents.
$1.89?
$1.89.
I was 10 cents over?
Yep. So
Wait,
Holly
where's the fail
gets
horn
the
sound?
point.
That hurts so much. Fun fact, one of the first games I ever reviewed for Nintendo Fever was Word Games by Paugy, and it was not good.
So
Yeah.
rudimentary.
It was pretty bad.
You remember how I said that I found that game that you had talked about last time you hosted this segment, Lucas?
Yeah.
This was the next game in line.
Nice.
All right. Game number 6. Away we go. Earth 3024. Natural resources are scarce and the survival of the human race is in danger.
Okay, wait. Freeze frame. Freeze frame. All of these future games are so depressing.
I know, right?
Well,
It's really
look
sad.
at the present. Does the
Fair.
future look promising?
Okay, Steve, bring us back to the future.
Desperate to find new energy sources, the ASAN create a biomechanical robot, and that's on me, not them, called Neptuno. N-E-P-2-N-O.
Oh,
that is
good.
capable of withstanding extreme depths in the hope of finding new energy sources. After many years of exploration, a new energy source is found, codenamed Gaia. I think that's how you say that. Your mission will be to find the Gaia energy stones by exploring the depths. To do so, you must control Neptuno by counteracting gravity and the surrounding darkness with the aid of a light is capital for some reason, that will go out little by little. New features: 12 original missions plus 8 in dark mode, dark is capitalized, competitive 2-player mode, new graphic effects and remixed music, online leaderboard.
I just want to say how much I appreciate the name Neptuno. I like it a lot.
All right, so Lucas, since I have no idea who's first, second, and third anymore, who's up first?
Justin goes first, followed by Holly, followed by myself.
Ah, crap.
Writing that down.
I think I know the name of this game, but I might be thinking of like a better version of this game, which makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, like it sounded like a couple of different games until, the description continued, and then it just sounded like nonsense. This sounds like a heck of a game, I'll be honest with you. So I think it's going to be a pretty ambitious game, pretty good game. I'm going to go with $29.99.
Okay.
It's well outside of my ballpark, but more power to you.
All right, Holly, what you got?
We just never know with these.
No.
I know. That's the fun of this game for the host.
Well, I'm gonna go a bit lower. Could be way off. Who knows? And guess $7.99 again.
I was gonna do that. Finally, I was gonna do that.
I'm always stealing Lucas's prices.
Apparently. Okay, so I thought this game was Abyss, but I think Abyss is a more well-made game than this.
And you think that this one is abysmal?
Wow. Well done.
Nice.
You know what? I want to bid low because I want to play that game. And I think in the honor of Neptuno, I'm going to bid $2 even for this game. If it's $1.99, I really hate myself. Steven.
Lucas, you will be happy to know that Abyss retails for $2.99.
It's Abyss? I thought Abyss was like an $8 game.
No, it's on sale for $1.49.
Well, aren't you glad that you were wrong?
So
I am.
Take your point, Lucas.
I'm actually just glad that Holly went before me, because if Holly had gone after me, I would have bid $7.99 and I wouldn't have won. So.
Well, we are sweethearts, so
Yeah, what are sweethearts for? If not helping each other win in podcast sponsored guessing game.
All right. I'm breaking this stuff up.
I'm the better half of this.
I need your support to prevail.
So we need at least one more round, Steve, because Lucas and I are tied at 3, and Holly and Eugene are tied at 1.
I can do up to 5 more, so you guys just tell me to stop.
I don't think we need quite that many.
Maybe
I don't think we want quite that many.
Maybe 2, maybe 3. Let's see where the
that
night
many
takes
if
us.
I end up winning the next
so
There you go.
This is round number 7.
Okay.
And this one comes near and dear to my heart, working for a car dealership.
Oh boy.
Do you love cars?
No.
Do you like to take care of them?
No.
Washing, cleaning,
Definitely not.
Waxing, color change,
You should see my
repairing.
car.
Fulfill all the
yeah,
wishes
mine's-
of your customers. Buy used cars, repair and sell them. Do you want to earn more? Find out about trends and pimp cars before selling. For whatever
Awesome.
reason, pimp is uppercase.
Of course.
Of course it is.
New spoilers, special painting, or maybe an engine tuning. In blank, which I almost read to you, everything, this is possible. Game features: 8 types of cars, 5 types of buildings, 14 kinds of services, 40 levels of upgrades, 37 special tasks to perform. Why it's 37, I don't know. The system of changing trends.
37.
I don't even know what that means.
That was
more
enough.
More than a million combinations of visual cars.
I hate
Unlimited
At least you
that.
weren't
expansion of the
36.
company. Purchase and rental of billboards advertising space. Holly, what does this game retail for?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I got this. $17.99.
All right.
I'm so confident in that.
Can I just say how much I hate it when somebody says over 1 million combinations of, because it's never a thing. It never matters.
Well, and it doesn't take very much multiplying to get over 1 million when you have multiple like things that you're modifying.
You know what? This is a big budget title with a low budget marketing team. And that's why this game retails for, I'm going to hate myself for this. This game retails for $29.99. This is a really solid car simulator that you need to own. Justin.
Also, I can hear your
One
tap
penny.
Holly, what was yours?
$17.99.
$17.99. All right, I've often regretted this, but I'm going opposite of Lucas, and I'm gonna say that this is shovelware, and the numbers are all put in there because it's all they've really got. We can multiply and give you big numbers, but we can't give you a good game. But we'll charge you $9.99 for it, and then put it on sale for like $3 so that you'll buy it.
So what was your guess?
So I heard a lot of numbers.
$9.99.
What was your guess?
$9.99. Okay. So I feel like I should say as a friend that if the game is like $7, you don't get the point because of that. But if you guess like a penny, then you pretty much win unless it's more than $17. Because Holly, I don't know why I'm telling you this. You're my biggest foe in this, but it's just I don't know.
I'm your biggest foe.
Well, you're my cheating helper. We've already.
Well, I mean, if she gets the price exactly right, then we're all tied. So
true. Okay, well, do what you want. $9.99. I'm just saying.
You guys are all over.
Actually, when you get the price exactly right, aren't you supposed to get $100 bill?
Well, this is not The Price is Right. This is Infendo's off-brand Price is Right similarity game.
Yeah. And none of you guys get anything because you guys were all over. Actual retail price on Car Mechanic Manager is $3.19.
So when
I should have gone with $3.
Hit a penny.
All right. So I think we're going to do 2 more rounds.
Okay.
Here we go.
Wait, can we give that point to someone? Just like not one of us, like minus.
Eugene?
No, minus. Yeah, minus gets a point.
Yeah, let's give it to minus.
He's making chicken tacos for dinner.
Yeah, I was going to say he does have chicken tacos.
I was going to say we can give that to Eugene.
That's worth a point.
No, Eugene's already got a point, and we don't want Holly to lose to Eugene. So
I don't want to get dead last.
Minus gets a point. Congratulations.
All right, guys, here we go. Can you beat the beat? Blank is a rhythmic platform adventure where your every action needs to be right on the beat. Journey is a green LED mysteriously trapped inside a dying boombox and play the ultimate musical experience. Bring electro, dub, and disco music back to life. Features. Rhythmic awareness is vital when you jump, dash, or slam. You have to hit the beat. Never under any circumstances should you play on mute. Feel creative. Play with the music and unleash your inner musician. Blank lets you compose the track. You are in control, either with your actions, movements, or jam zone, where you can freely choose and mix the tracks the way you want. The game is a mixtape where every level is a different track. Every level brings a different variation to electro, disco, or dub. Enjoy the experience, but want more. Try to finish the levels before the clock expires. In time attack mode, it's rhythm or die time. The more you hit the beat, the higher your score multiplier goes and the better you score. Don't miss a beat or you will lose your multiplier and get a time penalty. Lucas, what does this game retail for?
I always appreciate it when the rules of a game are in the description of the game itself. This actually sounds like someone who's really proud of their product. So
it also sounds like something that I would play.
$9.99. Right. I'm gonna say $9.99.
Okay.
I hope everybody watching is appreciating my cat using my mouse as a pillow.
All right, Justin. Well, what do you and your cat guess?
Well, I also think that whoever made this game is very proud of it. I think they're proud enough to charge $19.99 for it.
Okay.
You go high.
And if it's a rhythm game that I don't have, then it's probably because it's more than I'm willing to pay for a game that I have never heard of.
Or it's shovelware and got buried in the dirt.
Holly?
I've had a wait a minute. What were the other guesses? I was coughing and trying to look at my Audacity to see where I need to mute.
Justin has $19.99. Lucas has $9.99.
Okay, my guess was solidified in my head pretty early there, and it is $4.99.
Interesting.
I thought she was
All
going
right.
to say $14.99 right in the middle. Can I have my
Actual
mouse
retail
back?
price is going to get somebody a bonus point because it's $9.99.
Ugh.
So, Lucas,
my
take your
gosh.
2 points.
I don't stand a
Um,
chance.
Coincidentally, it's on sale for $6.99.
Justin, give me 2 of those dings.
All right. I
Justin,
was
do
just
you
going
want
to
to
give you
us a
one
score
ding.
recap?
No, I want 2.
Yeah, 2
Fine,
dings.
I'll
2 points.
add 1 and then add 1 again instead of just adding 2, which would have been the logical way to do it.
All right, Justin, what's our score?
I don't wanna.
Tell us the score, Justin.
All right. Well, Minus has 1 point. Eugene has 1 point. Holly has 1 point. Somebody
want at
has
least
3 and
one-
somebody
oh,
else
wait.
has 5.
All right, Holly, to make things
Oh, my math
interesting,
is terrible.
if you get this next one, you get 3.9 points.
I'm
What?
totally
If
okay
Lucas or
with that.
Justin get it, they get a point.
Justin comes
Why
to
don't we
last.
why don't we just say, all right, golf scores.
Justin,
Holly wins because she gets the lowest.
your voice when he did that, he's like, if Holly wins, she gets 3.9 points. What?
Well, there was a weird number to give her in the first place.
I get pity from one of you,
Exactly.
and the complete opposite from the other.
Do you want the pity
Welcome to
award?
the crew,
is
Holly.
that something you can be proud of?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't need your pity.
Hey, man,
Okay.
Steve runs with it. So
Okay.
That's true.
All right, guys. Well, here we go. Our final game of the night. We're going to do this one. I'm going to change at the last minute. All right.
Oh.
our new
This
final
story,
game.
this story takes place in Donnerock, in the state of Noctum. Excuse me. After the king of Noctum, Aster, disappears, chaos rolls over the world. The relationships between monsters, Mongos, and dreamers are completely unstable.
Been
And
there.
Donnerock, the land, so heavily affected by the chaos, slowly absorbs terrain from the surrounding regions.
There's actually a bar nearby called Don's Rock.
Maybe this is where they got the idea. They went out drinking one night. They had a little too much, and
Justin, what is the retail price of this game? Because that is the entire description.
I got no friggin' clue. I didn't even understand the description.
Even can you at least give us like a genre or
you
something?
didn't understand that the Mongos and
I have
Donnerock.
no. If this is the
They
game
sound
I'm
like
thinking
Muppets.
of, it
Yeah.
kind of looked like a platformer, but I don't know.
My
Because
first
the picture
thought,
didn't
should
do
have
that.
that on there.
my first thought was the Dark Crystal.
can't go
That was my first thought when I heard this.
All right, I'm gonna go based on the genre, which we really probably should have been asking for many of these.
It's gotta be, yeah.
I'm gonna go with $2.99.
Oh, wait, what was the genre?
I think
Platformer.
it's a platformer. I think.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
don't
gonna
know,
I'm gonna ignore what you said. This is definitely an RPG, but I get to guess last. So
All right,
Ollie?
Holly, you're up.
I'm just gonna throw out $19.99.
Okay. And Lucas.
as a power play, because I don't think technically I can lose even if Justin gets it spot on, I'm going to
We would
guess,
tie.
because I've always wanted to do this, I'm going to guess $1 million.
Okay. So
Justin momentarily lost it.
Justin gets the point. Actual retail price for Nightmare Boy is $9.99.
Nightmare Boy. Oh wait, that's nothing. I thought that was something, but I think I'm thinking.
No, that
of
was
something
definitely
else.
nothing.
I was. Apologies to the crew behind Nightmare Boy. I'm sure your game is great. I didn't mean it's nothing.
I think you were probably thinking of Wonder Boy.
I
or
think I was
Monster
thinking
Boy
of Wonder
or...
Boy, and then immediately
Monster
like,
Boy, or...
wait,
Oh,
no.
I've heard of not that game.
So who won? I'm so confused right now.
That would-
Lucas still won with 5 points. I just barely didn't win with 4. And then 3 people tied with 1 point, 2 of whom are not actually here.
One of which is playing the game. Congratulations, Holly.
Yay.
I'm gonna say that I was the worst of the best.
I would say that's a.
I'm going to say you were the Steve of this game.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Hey, to
Holly-
be fair, Holly earned her point. Eugene was just given a point, and minus.
Yeah, well,
kind of
affirmative
earned-
action.
Best
Holly,
of the worst.
The next time we do this game, we're going to have you on the show and you're going to host it because this game is far more fun to host than it is to play. I promise you that.
Next time you agree to come on our show, we're gonna make you do like 40 minutes of work digging through the eShop for description.
I'm kind of eager to give hosting this game a try one of these days because it sounds like fun.
It's pretty good.
All right. Well, congratulations, Lucas, and we are going to take a quick break.
All right.
Okay, we're live.
Hi, Twitch. We love you.
My hair loves you as I look down at my
Eugene,
thing.
when did you get here?
What, you mean because that was exactly what he always says?
And it sounded just
you know
like
what?
him.
Yeah, that comment at the beginning of the show that combined
Uh-huh.
me with Eugene. I guess it's
Uh-huh.
a bit more appropriate now.
There you go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Can stand in the place of his. What do you call his hair anyway?
Buzz
I
cut.
call it a.
It
fro.
used to be a fro.
Yeah, he
That's-
used to have the
yeah.
fro. Not anymore.
I don't watch you guys live anymore.
He had the fro when he was like my age. Now he's buzz cut it. Also, you just admitted that you don't watch us live, which
She
Kinda
does
hurts
listen to us,
feeling.
though.
I
know
listen
that
to
for a fact.
you.
yeah, we're better in post production form.
Mhm.
Well, it's just better for me because
Yeah,
you can have
we're
it played in the background.
We're also significantly cleaner, more organized, just
Yes.
generally easier to consume. But
I love
Yeah.
hearing the little Pika.
I know. And it always
even though
comes
I know
from
exactly
me.
what. Yeah, I was about to say,
Nine's-
even though I know exactly what Steve is saying when the peak out.
Yep. Yeah, and it's always me. I'm usually the first swear, the last swear, and the most swears. But usually
Also, like-
someone else sneaks one in somewhere else.
Also, like half the time that you're doing it, you go, "Sorry, Holly."
Yeah,
Oh.
I do.
So I can only assume Justin will return to us at some point.
He chatted us and said, "Give me a few minutes."
Oh, okay. So nobody's recording stopped or anything as a result of the Zoom call interrupt.
I think the only...
Like everybody's still on Audacity and everything. We don't have to
Right.
like resync or anything because that would have
Right.
been good to do way before.
Yeah, the Zoom recording stopped, so you won't get the outtakes out of that middle portion unless you pull them directly
As
from
my
Twitch.
internet cuts out.
Oh. Yeah, this Holly, this is why I'm pulling the strings and he's hosting the show, because he's got a personality and I have good internet.
We play to each other's strengths pretty well.
Yeah. But yeah, Lucas, there was a little bit of back and forth and the Price is Right song, so you won't get those in the outtakes, but it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm worried that the first half of the show didn't get recorded by Zoom because my Zoom call completely cut out and had to refresh, but I didn't have to click record again. So
No, it automatically came back as soon as you did.
Okay. My internet really is going in and out right now, so I'm really hoping I don't lose you guys again. If I do, just, pause and we'll pick it up again when I get back. But
We'll roll with it. We'll entertain our
the choice
live
of doing
crew.
a live podcast. Remember when we didn't record live and it was so easy?
Mhm.
That there's 3 months before we started doing the show live. Those were such calm times.
Remember that
We were so
episode we
young
recorded?
and so innocent.
Remember that episode we recorded right before Christmas? That we didn't do a live show, we just pre-recorded it and then just put it out there?
You mean the one where we just played Christmas music?
No, there was another
Oh
one.
no, when we recorded, because we didn't want to record on Christmas Day, so we did the recording a couple days early, and then we put it out there for Christmas. That was fun.
Yeah, because it was the same thing. We weren't live. It was easy. Not that we don't love doing a live show, but it's so much. It's crazy how much goes in behind the scenes. You just don't realize.
Also, you guys aren't nearly as distracted when we're doing a closed show. So it's you're not talking about pets or eating food or it's just.
Oh, I'm still definitely eating food, but nobody knows.
If I remember right, when I first started with Infendo, I don't think we even had our cameras on. I think we just did a voice call because I think I remember not seeing Eugene for 5 months, and then all of a sudden I was like, DJ, don't call me out for playing Smash. But then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, Eugene's black. It was a moment.
Yeah.
Well, that's no video, pre-recorded. That's the best way to go because you can play video games and no one ever knows until you
exactly. Nobody calls you. Nobody calls you out on it, DJ.
Yeah. Okay. Seriously, I was playing real casual Monster Hunter. I would do this almost every week with Matt and whatnot. I think we had guests this 1 week. Maybe even Steve was there. And I was just I would just harvest stuff, I was able to accumulate a ton of resources in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Anyway, I was in high rank though, and a Tetsukabra came out of nowhere and scared the heck out of me, but I was in the middle of a sentence. So I was all like, whoa! Somehow it actually fit with the sentence. I don't know how, but it was
awesome. Nobody
had any idea that I just about had a heart attack because the Tetsukabra came out of nowhere.
Steve, you want to go?
Yeah, there were 2 moments for me. The first time we actually did a video call before we started the live show, and the first time we got our snowball microphones and we actually heard each other's voices instead of the, scratchy electronic sounding versions that we had been using before. Those were the 2 big ones for me doing this show.
Yeah. I play video games pretty much like every episode that we record in Fendo.
Even with the video.
Oh yeah, like half the time my head is down. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I definitely my biggest fear in gaming is missing an item, and I'm just doing my thing.
Well, it's time for me to keep playing some Tomodachi Life. I got to find out who Austin's in love with. He is the child of Chuck Norris and my friend Clarissa, and he's hideous.
That's a powerful child.
Oh my, he has feelings for me. He's got to tell me. How would you feel about that, Lucas, if I let him?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little annoyed.
Maybe I'll help you and well, I don't know. Because you never know. You can help him, you tell him what to do, and there's a chance that it goes good or it goes really bad. So I could have it go really bad. Well, I don't know how to do that.
Holly, this is a test of our virtual love. You need to figure out how your me really feels, because we can't keep living a lie.
Okay. How should I tell her?
The sad part is this is not even the strangest conversation we've had on this show before.
Oh, this is tame.
Yeah. Holly wasn't there for the great straw debate.
Oh my.
That's one of my favorites.
This is episode 492. Did I get that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Checking.
Yeah, so we are 8 weeks away from 500.
Whoa! 8 weeks. Could that be around the time that Fire Emblem comes out? Because again, I want to come.
When does Fire Emblem come out? It's the first week in July.
I thought Fire Emblem came out like this month, didn't it?
No, it comes out at the end of July.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's Sonic Racing that comes out at the end of this month. That's going to be my next guilty purchase.
I get two racing games within like a 2-week period. Sonic and Crash Racing.
Okay, so I will say that despite not being like, anywhere near Mario Kart level, they are enjoyable, if slightly repetitive, racing games. I've enjoyed my time I've spent with them. It's just, I've even heard that they like recycled courses from like the old racing game for some of the levels and stuff in this one.
For Sonic or Crash?
Sonic. Oh. Crash is just a remake, so. Yeah, I'm not expecting too much from the Sonic thing, but Crash should be good.
Yeah.
I just have to get it because I can't not own a Sonic game if it exists.
Well, Lucas, I'll tell you what. I'll buy Sonic if you buy Crash.
And then we could play some racing games together on a live stream and turn it into a profitable business venture.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I hope Justin's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we were live for that.
Let's see. Let's talk about something. Yeah, that does sound a little.
Holly, which of those two racing games will you be buying?
Sonic versus what?
Versus Crash.
Sonic? I don't like Crash.
That was not overly convincing, though, Holly. You sound like you could be swayed.
I probably could be. Let's be real. I don't like either of those franchises that much.
You swear towards Sonic, I'll swear towards Crash, and we'll see who wins, Holly.
Wait, what?
You're going to try and sway her towards buying Sonic. I'm going to try and sway her towards buying Crash, and we'll see which one she doesn't wind up doing when the day comes.
I got this. Holly, I am not going to pressure you like my opponent there because much unlike Crash, I am not a jerk and Crash is a jerk. So you do whatever your heart decides. Let your heart run free like a blue hedgehog running down a spindle.
In what world
do whatever
is
you
Sonic
want.
Not a jerk?
Shh.
Sonic is just as bad as Crash, Lucas.
That's a good point. Like, I mean, there was a Crash game on the game that I liked. Well, me and Lucas are still sweethearts, though. It didn't
There
go
you
very
go.
well with Austin.
You want to? Okay, well, I'm glad Austin's. I'm glad you proved that it's meant to be. That means a lot.
Yeah, but Crash has always been the better racing game between Crash and Sonic.
Yeah, you say that, but Sonic was made to race. I mean, like, they made him and he was like, "Oh, I got to run fast," and they were like, "Well, we better put you in a cart." So
Yeah, why is he in
that.
a car, Lucas? Explain that to me.
To be fair, because if he could run, it would be way more fun and exciting, and people would actually want to buy it. So you have to put him in a cart to make it, less fun.
But there was a racing game for Sonic where he ran.
And it was really, really good. I rest my case. So I downloaded a stage in Smash Bros. It's a giant kraken, and it's holding a ship, and it like knocks the ship around as you fight, and it's really neat. I like it a lot. So
Cool.
that.
Are you listening to this distraction?
Also, you should buy Sonic Racing and Crash.
So,
Just say it.
did you download that like a long time ago, and now you're just testing it out, or did you just download it?
No, I downloaded it a while ago, and I've played it a while ago, but I'm in the custom stage select screen right now, and Kraken was there. So,
can you choose randomly amongst like all your custom ones?
I don't think you can, but that would be a really good feature.
Yeah, just a small thing, but it'd be nice.
Yeah.
So somebody that does agree with me on something, DJ does know the correct number of holes in a straw. It is 1.
It's infinite because we're all made up of particles.
No, it's just
I like
1.
this. I like the scientific sounding answer.
Thank you.
It just sounds
Holly,
good.
you're never coming back on the show again.
Holly, you're welcome
Don't
back
agree with me.
anytime.
I'm gonna come and I'm gonna take over this show after Fire Emblem comes out for 1 week.
That we're okay with.
Yeah, that would actually be. We could do like a Fire Emblem show, like we did the Pokemon show, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Harrison Milfeld, we did a Fire Emblem dedicated show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, on Fates, just all Fates all the time. I actually got the special edition of Fire Emblem Fates, and I imagine in the future this could become like ultra valuable, or maybe not, who knows, but it's got the cartridge that has all 3 versions on one cartridge.
That actually is pretty cool. I would have loved that.
Yeah.
I got the special edition of Fire Emblem Warriors, and I'm happy I did. It's nice, but
Lucas,
it's like,
I forgot something. We
What?
need to do a quick promotion at the beginning of the next segment.
For
The giveaway.
Test.
Hang on.
giveaway. Well, Holly knew and I didn't.
Well, she looked
Holly,
at the
who's been
camera
on
and saw
one
what I was
show in
holding.
2019.
She saw me
I thought we
holding
were
it up to
showing
the
off
camera, though.
recent swag, and I was going to show you guys this. It's a space
Ooh.
bullet pen. So it's a pen designed to work in space, and I had him put a quote on it. Can you read it?
To infinity
dangerous
and
to go alone.
It's dangerous to
Take
go alone.
this.
Take this. I love that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So good.
So it's actually when you put the lid on, it's tiny.
Nice.
Is
I
that,
really like that.
Is that one of those ones that has like the gasoline in it or the pressure or whatever, so it can ride in space?
Yeah, the pressurized ink cartridge can supposedly
that's
ride
it.
underwater even too. So
Ooh.
I haven't
Nice.
tested that out, but I kind of wanna
Well,
at some
for
point.
sure.
Time for everything.
Paper generally doesn't work well underwater.
Yeah, you say
Yeah,
that.
I was thinking like there's got to be. I've got a fancy notebook too. Like I had to get the whole package. And these pages, just listen to that page.
Ooh, that's
Listen
good
to that
paper.
paper.
That's good paper. Now we got some ASMR going on. Like Lucas, we got all the tags.
Yeah, man, the live listeners are getting quite the experience here. We apologize for this slight delay, but we'll get back to it momentarily. Holly, we apologize for maybe making you stay here longer than you were intending to do.
I wanted to.
Okay. I was expecting to go till about 9:00, based on what I had heard about the show. I feel like even
We could hit about 9:00.
Yeah. Well, Mountain time, the best time.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Lucas, 2 of us are actually in the
Yeah.
same state right now.
I know, which means you only count as one person, which means right now the correct time is Eastern.
This is another debate that will never rest.
I got nothing to contribute to that. This
We win, Justin. We win. Okay. Should we get back to it, gentlemen? Justin, are you good to go, or do you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
We are live, by the way, so whatever you're about to say.
Yeah, I figured you guys were just kind of entertaining the live listeners while I was talking.
Well,
to
entertaining might be a stretch.
My wife to
But-
be.
Brianosaurus says candid conversation is more human.
What are we correcting DJ about?
Oh, nothing. DJ has the right answer. We're gonna move on.
No, DJ.
Oh, that's not. See,
Yeah.
it says correct DJ, but what you meant was correct, comma DJ.
Yes.
That's what I was
Clearly,
thinking.
I don't know.
Steve, we
my phone.
just
'cause
played
it's-
a game about this.
It sounded like you were telling somebody to correct him. He's wrong.
Lucas, you of all people who proof my articles should know that my writing sucks. And with that, I'm gonna bring us back in so I can do this quick little promotion.
Wow, my
Okay,
microphone
wait,
is really
wait.
obvious one.
Ever wondered
Yes.
what
Before
it's
you-
like being that extra power? Sorry.
Wait. Are we just we're gonna run right from the contest into the thing. Let's not do a break in between.
Right.
Cool.
No, this will be our little ad.
There
Okay.
we go.
Neato.
Much better.
Here we go.
And I don't have a microphone in the way.
In a second.
Wait for it.
Wacky waving inflatable unfolding tube man. Wacky waving inflatable unfolding
Ever
tube
wondered
man.
what it's
Wacky
like
waving
being that
inflatable-
extra Power Ranger? You can find out for $50 a month at patreon.com/Infendo Radio, and you can be in the 5th seat of our show. And we're back. Lucas won the game. Congratulations. Before we get into our next segment, the question block, I do want to give everybody a reminder. We have a set of Legend of Zelda amiibo cards, a full set of 23, that we are giving away, courtesy of Big Kid Toys over at Etsy.com. There's a link to his site over on Infendo, and there's also one in the description of the show. Go find him. All you have to do to enter is be a $10 patron or more, or you can subscribe to us on Twitch for $4.99 or more, and you can get up to 2 entries. So we're closing the contest at the end of May, and then the first episode in June we will be doing that drawing. So good luck, guys.
That'll be June 5th.
Yes, thank you, Lucas. All right, Lucas, go ahead and take us away.
All right, and with that, we are back to the question block. This is the part of the show where if you are Steve, help me out with this, $3 patron or more?
Yes.
I believe. Is it?
Let's
Yes.
say $3
It's
patron
three.
or more.
Yeah.
If you're a $3, you know what? I'm just saying it. If you're a $3 patron or more, I don't care if that's the tier or not. You can go on Patreon, write us a question.
Schnazzy, who we had to go through all this last week with his Patreon.
Yeah, we will answer your question live on the air. Used to be about video game stuff. Then you guys ran out of video game stuff to ask us, so now you ask us like how many squares can fit into a hot dog. This week we have 3 questions. I'm going to read the first one from Mr. Slacker Monkey. What is your favorite or most memorable video game ending? Or, in the same sense, last battle or challenge, and why? So I got a few, and honestly, this probably isn't my favorite, but it's the one that's coming to mind, mostly because I just downloaded a Smash Bros. Stage about it the other day. Yoshi's Island. When you get to the ending of Yoshi's Island, and you fight Baby Bowser, and you beat Baby Bowser, and then Kamek flies by and
Baby Bowser.
sprinkles him with magic powder, and he turns into a giant...
Spoiler!
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
there's
sorry.
spoilers in this segment.
We'll cover that in the third question. But no, he turns into this giant super evil Bowser, and he's charging at you, and it's like a time thing, and all you got to do is keep hitting him with eggs until he stops. But man, it's spooky, and man, it's well done.
And
It's
it
this,
has
like hard
like one
metal.
of the most awesome boss themes ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got this like hard, like it's not really metal because it's a Super Nintendo game. Exactly what he just did.
Mental note to look that up later.
So go check that out. It's
somewhere
really good.
in the Discord there. I posted a YouTube video of somebody doing like an actual metal real instruments cover of that, and it's awesome.
Yeah, no.
Justin, I think you need to find that and repost it again.
I'm looking for it right now because it's important.
So, and we'll get back to Lucas in just a minute. Holly.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Holly, what do you have, or do you want me to go next? Because mine is easy.
Okay. Well, I'll just go real quick. So that I'm like Lucas in that, like, this, if I were able to think about it more, because, I've beaten so many games or whatnot, I might be able to think of another answer. But Splatoon 2's single player campaign came to mind, because I really like the characters of Callie and Marie, and that the original single player, not the DLC single player.
That was my question. That's why I was like, wait.
Yeah. Well, if you know your stuff, then you know that it's the main single player, the non-DLC one that involves Callie and Marie. And it's just really, it just gets you way pumped up. There's this great music going. It's super colorful. There's some pretty fun gameplay to be had. And then Marie, possibly my favorite Splatoon character, comes in and shoots Callie in the face with some special ink to take her out of this trance.
Wow, that
hilarious.
Took quite a turn there.
It is hilarious and epic all at once, and that pair of characters, like the way that they kind of come in there at the end and start singing their pop music, because pop music is kind of the main power of the universe in the Splatoon universe.
Well, New York, London, Paris, Munich, everybody's talking about pop music.
So it's just funny and also very epic.
That sigh made it all worthwhile.
Holly, in that vein, I didn't finish the single player campaign for Splatoon 2 because I didn't care for it. I did finish the Octo expansion, and I don't know if you know this, but I didn't actually ever play Splatoon 1 because I didn't think it was the right game for me. But I remember when I did the ending for Splatoon 2, that was kind of the end of the Octo expansion. Excuse me. It was kind of the same thing for me, hearing the original music or everything. Yeah.
So I just spoiled the main single player for you, but
yep. Well, that's okay. I
wouldn't
have gotten to it otherwise.
That game's been out for nearly 2 years now.
Well, again, we'll get to that in question 3. Lucas, did you have another part that you had wanted to talk about?
No, I had pretty much just wrapped up, so
okay, cool.
I'm good to go.
Then I'm going to go ahead and spoil my game, Twilight Princess.
Good.
And I know I've talked about this. I know I've talked about this on the show before, and it's not even so much the final boss, although it's amazing because you fight him on freaking horseback. But when Midna walks through that mirror and shatters it behind her, like not even shatters it, like turns it into dust, like I was almost in tears because of that. Like that ending was just so well.
Oh, come
done.
on.
Yes.
Okay.
That was amazing. No, that time it was me. But yeah, I just kept going. But that
except Lucas is the one who froze. So.
Oh, well, that ending is just absolutely one of my favorite endings of any video game.
I mean, the moment that Midna, like her true form is revealed, is also. I mean, just almost everything about that.
That part is awesome.
So good.
Like the boss battle, I feel was just too much.
Too many phases.
Oh God.
It was too long.
Not
There's too many things but the ending, is probably one of the best endings in a Zelda game.
Well, and
good stuff there.
And Twilly Midna, and Lucas will know this above anyone, is my most played warrior in Hyrule Warriors.
You're a fan.
She is my favorite. She's one of 2 warriors that I've got up to level 255.
Which is the max. So
yeah.
For context.
For what it's worth, like, again, surprise, couldn't disagree with you more. Twilight Princess is one of my least favorite Zelda games, but it's got one of my favorite final bosses.
I totally agree. It's kind of just a rudimentary, like nothing that amazing about the game itself, but man, that ending.
Yeah, it kind of had like an Ocarina of Time 2.0 vibe for me, but like the final boss, like I like a lengthy boss battle. Like Wind Waker to me was kind of underwhelming because it's just like, okay, here I am in a battle with Ganondorf. But like that one, it's like, you never know when it's starting and when it.
Right.
I kind of like the multiple phases too.
Well, I like the multiple phases, but I don't know. I just feel
Zelda?
like I feel like it dragged on too long, and like there wasn't much. First of all, I didn't like the way Ganondorf was introduced into the story. It's like, hey, here's this villain throughout the whole game, and you finally beat him, and oh look, Ganondorf is really the boss. It's just such a kind of such a rug pull moment that just didn't seem to come organically from the story.
But not even like a good rug pull like Girahim and Demise, just like a flat out
Girahim Demise is, I may as well just kind of keep running with this since we're kind of segueing into it anyway. But yeah, the Girahim and Demise thing I think was a much better kind of like, oh my god moment in Zelda story.
Also a very good ending.
Yes.
In Final Fight.
I was going to say Ocarina of Time was my most memorable Final Fight, and it still is right up there. But Skyward Sword, I was literally out of my seat. Like I was standing, I was totally into it. Like I was Link in that battle.
Sword.
Like that was where that was. I mean, I had moments throughout the game where the motion controls were really kind of working for me. That was where it really clicked in that final battle, where I was just totally
right at the end of the game.
Well, no, it's like everything that I had learned from the sword swinging and everything like that through the rest of the game just came together, and it was like I was one with the remote. It's like,
well, Girahim's true form, like those fights with him where you're kind of knocking him down a level after a level. It's almost like a sumo match that way where you're trying to knock him off the platform.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And the motion controls work really well and are super fun on that particular fight.
For as much as people complain about the motion controls in Skyward Sword, and to a degree, valid, but I genuinely got a lot of stuff out of that game that I haven't been able to get out of another game since, because it tried something new. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I think overall it gave me something good,
I remember the beetle and then the sections where you're like bowling with
I'm a whip fan, man.
Well, that moment when you're fighting him for the first time, and if you mess up a swing, he can actually grab your sword and throw
toss it aside. He just kind of looks at it like,
really cool.
Tosses it.
Yeah, I don't remember that much of the Girahim battles because I only played the game once. I'm still holding out for a Switch remake before I replay it. I think it might
still happen.
I hope
They've
might
been
still
hinting.
happen. But anyway, so yeah, either Ocarina of Time or Skyward Sword would probably be my most memorable boss battle. Finishing my thoughts on Twilight Princess. The way they introduced Ganondorf, I didn't like. I didn't like the horseback section, I agree. I didn't like the fact that the Dark Beast section was like the first battle with Ganon. That should be like the last. He transforms into the giant beast, and that's the epic finale, which is what I liked about
normally
Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild, because that's the ultimate moment, his ultimate form.
Normally I would agree with you, but I think because it kind of played into the whole like you becoming a beast for most of the game thing, it didn't jar me quite as much. It was like, beast. I get it. But yeah. But anyway,
it would have been. But anyway, the ending, my immediate, like I don't even think there's a runner up in my mind. The most memorable story-wise ending of a game has to be Red Dead Redemption. The first, I haven't beaten the second one yet, but the first Red Dead Redemption is one of those games that touched me emotionally and like just had I'm not going to spoil anything for those of you who haven't played it. If you haven't played it, go and play it. It's totally worthwhile. In some ways, I think it's better than the second. But yeah, it's just the hours you spend with that character and building up that character and just everything like really pays off in the end of that game, and that will possibly forever be my favorite ending in a video game, unless something can probably because it's the first real emotional impact the game has had on me. Like I got a little sad when Aerith died, and I've had those.
Aerith dies.
I've had those moments in games where I'm like, I can't remember the name of the monk in Final Fantasy IV, but when he dies about midway through the game, I'm like, oh, that was one of my favorite characters. I've had those moments, but Red Dead Redemption was one of those games where like I really felt it. So yeah, either toss up between Ocarina of Time and Skyward Sword for entirely different reasons. I think Ocarina of Time was the atmosphere, Skyward Sword was the actual gameplay of it, and Red Dead Redemption is my favorite ending.
Nice.
Solid.
All right. Well, Steve, you want to read? That was question 1. Would you like to read question 2?
Yeah, this one is going to be a much shorter one. What is your worst vice or habit? Mine is simple. I have one that drives me up the wall. It drives my wife up the wall. I have a nasty habit of picking my toenails until I get ingrown toenails that get infected and bleed, and I'm walking around with sore toes. I have clippings.
Lucas, what's your worst habit?
Thanks.
So, yeah, there
Please,
you go.
Wow.
Please, host, mute this. Oh no, I guess I can't say much. We just had to take our oldest son to the urgent care because he got an infection on his toes. So
Why are we still talking
I
about
just
this?
grab a Leatherman and just.
I'm not even grossed out. I'm the girl here. Come on, man up.
I got nothing.
I'm a nail biter, so I mean, I guess
I hate that.
Actually,
I hate
the thing that I do that drives my fiance absolutely nuts is either breaking into or just plain reciting song lyrics at inopportune moments. Like tonight she said, "It makes me happy," and I replied, "Well, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad." These are the things that I do to her, and the fact that she's still planning on marrying me, just it's a miracle in and of itself. That and movie quotes, song lyrics, movie quotes, or just randomly breaking into song and not stopping until I at least finish one verse.
You've done that twice on the show tonight.
Have I? See,
Yes.
I'm not even aware that I do it.
To me.
I remember at least one of those
Uh-huh.
on the show tonight.
So I have a lot of I guess you would call them bad habits, but I've never really seen them as that bad personally. But I guess my scale is different than other people's. I'll drink out of the carton and stuff like that. But I think yeah. Well, you married me in Tomodachi.
We're not married yet, buddy.
Well, stay tuned.
I've heard that before.
I think if I had to pick, one of my vices that's probably pretty bad is that I play video games during every recording of Infendo Radio or live. I give about 5% attention to the camera, so apologies for that live stream. I can't really think of. I guess kind of like every other millennial on the planet, I tend to drift to my phone even when I'm in the middle of a conversation. That can be pretty rude. So that too. That actually irritates me a lot with other people I know, and I know that I do it too. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably one of the more annoying habits I have. But
I will admit to that as well.
I'm a guy who comes from a family with only one woman, that being my mom. So, I have a lot of those natural guy habits that, you would come to expect, a little bit messier, a little bit less neat. But, I put the toilet seat down, so it can't be that bad. Holly, what about you? Do you always put the toilet seat down?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much perfect in every way. So
Good.
I'm really
like a
bad
true
with
Utah.
hangnails.
Everybody's thing is freaking nails.
Nails, man. Hangnails specifically. I can't stop
Do you
kind of
rip?
picking at them. I do.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
a-
actually I had the tiniest little hangnail on this pointer finger right here.
Yeah.
And you've
And
been
I-
picking
and I
at it the
tore it
whole
off.
show, haven't you?
No, this was years ago. Funny enough,
okay.
I do have one on this finger though, and it's in a band-aid. So I have band-aids like all of my fingers all the time. Anyway, but years ago, I had one teeny little hangnail. I didn't think anything of it, but it got infected and ate my fingernail away. It was very odd. Very, very odd.
I've
Okay.
never had one that bad.
So
It's weird. It just got infected. I don't know.
I don't trim my nails. I do pick them to keep them short. I just like I'll be in like a video conference and I'll just be doing this in the background. But I've never gotten an infection on my nails.
It
Seems so
was weird.
foreign to me.
Half the
Yeah.
time when you see me like this, it's because I'm picking my toenails.
You've just ruined
no.
that for me forever. Steve.
You need
I heard that you were just
to be
being
the
a
man
cool,
behind the curtain.
casual guy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, it's a bad habit.
Yeah.
You remember that next time you're on the show.
Oh yeah, Justin is. All right, well, Justin, you've got the third question, so you want to read it, and we can all leave and never speak of this again.
Sure. Let's see here, because of course I have the show notes open.
Eugene is going to
Okay.
fire us all when he gets
Oh yeah, Eugene's gonna hear the show and just be like,
Snazzy one, who clearly got his Patreon situated before this week's show, asks, how long do you think you should need to wait before you can talk about popular media spoilers openly? All right, there's obviously all right. My there's been some debate about this within the Infendo community. I tend to believe that if the creator, releaser, manufacturer, whatever, releases the information openly, then it is therefore fair game.
So, for instance, where the Russo brothers said when the Spider-Man trailer came out, spoilers ahead in the Spider-Man trailer, we're good to talk about Endgame at this point.
I'm not sure because I didn't entirely follow that statement, but
see, and
I
also,
mean, if
you do that, and I have no reason to watch Endgame, so
if the Russo brothers came right out and said what the ending was, and like in a public thing and everything like that, and it was published, then I guess we can talk about it. Kind of like, the Eris dying thing. That's that's so well known that it's a meme. So it's not really a spoiler, even though it kind of is.
But to be fair, Eris died was a meme like 10 years after that game came out. Endgame's been out for like 2 weeks.
Right, and that's still and yeah, as far as that's concerned, like I think as far as movies, you need to wait until at least a month after the Blu-ray release, where everybody who doesn't live near a movie theater or have the option to digitally purchase or rent movies has probably had a chance to see it if they wanted to. I think as far as TV shows, wait until the season's over. Like people talking about Game of Thrones as the episode is going on. No, don't do that. I'm about a season and a half behind in The Walking Dead because we have to wait for it to come out on Netflix. So
you mean they haven't been to Lon Lon Ranch yet?
Okay, and this is where we get into the kind of our own personal differences in what we consider a spoiler, because there was an argument a while back when Breath of the Wild was still new and Lucas hadn't played it yet, where I shared a YouTube video about somebody discovering Lon Lon Ranch in Hyrule Field, and I thought it was safe because it had nothing to do with the story of the game. It had nothing to do with any of the characters of the game. It was just, hey, here's a neat little location. And Lucas was not happy with that, and he's certainly he is certainly at liberty to be bothered by that. I did not.
To be fair, the same thing happened to Steve with Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
What was
It is-
the Smash Ultimate thing?
You
It's a-
shared a photo on Twitter of like the Donkey Kong
Donkey Kong
area
area.
in World of Light.
Yeah. For
And
what
Steve
it's
was
worth,
like, I'm
Justin.
done with World of Light. What's the point?
Yeah, for what it's worth, that
It's
one
spoiled
picture
on
is the reason I haven't
thing.
played World of Light.
It's definitely true. Not to totally sideline your thing, but it's definitely true that
discussion.
spoilers constitute different things for different people.
Right,
I'm very much
right.
Can gameplay be spoiler?
well, that's it. Like I'm
Yeah.
very much an experience kind of person when I play a game, so I try to go into a game as blind as possible. So like for me, even hearing you guys I do a weekly podcast about video games, and Breath of the Wild was one of the biggest games of its time. Obviously, I'm going to hear stuff, but even just hearing like how Breath of the Wild was different from other Zelda games, I was like, okay, well, I'm not going into this blind now. It's like I know things, I know to do things, I know to avoid things. It's like it's not a spoiler that needs to be like you need to not talk about it, but it was a spoiler that I felt like I needed to avoid for my own sake. Like I wasn't going to judge you for saying, I wasn't going to judge you for saying like, oh, you can break weapons, but like it was one of those things where like, oh crap, I know that now.
Yeah, and that's where things like spoilers get really subjective and kind of hard to judge. I think there's certain kind of hard and fast rules of respect. Like, respect the other viewers and gamers and stuff like that, and don't reveal something
Big.
monumental.
Yeah,
like,
don't-
I really
don't
want
post
to talk
final
about
bosses
certain...
in your description.
Yeah,
a
like
YouTube video.
like Ganondorf. Like, I thought it was a spoiler that Super Smash Brothers had, or Melee, I think it was. No, it wasn't Melee. It was Brawl. Had the Twilight Princess version of Ganondorf in the game. I didn't know Ganondorf was in the game because he isn't in like 99% of the game. So that is kind of spoilery. The fact that there's a transformation. Oh, the Zelda Sheik transformation. Huge spoiler for somebody who's never played Ocarina of Time. But it's in kind of a weird area because like is the gameplay more important than the story, or what is it?
Yeah, so
All right, well-
I think
Oh,
you were
go
kind
ahead.
of going down the right path, Justin. I think for games, it's for movies, it's got to be about a month. For games, it's got to be a little bit longer than that though, because games are 20 to 80 hour experiences depending on the game.
I'm probably not going to beat Red Dead Redemption 2 before the end of the year. So, I have to be extremely careful because I know a lot of people who cared about it have already beaten it and are willing to discuss it. And that's on me.
Well, Justin was the one who mentioned a little bit earlier, I think, about it. Like, it's about respect and trying to, well, I don't know, like, you can be a respectful one. Sometimes you can't always avoid spoilers. One other thing, this is totally lighthearted, not serious, that I want to add to this conversation, though, is, well, for one thing, can we spoil Pokemon Sun and Moon yet?
Yes.
Here.
We are well past,
Okay.
I don't care.
Steve and Lucas, thank you so much for spoiling the fact that Lily was Lucamine's daughter. You guys,
And that meant
we
nothing
need
to me.
edit your podcast.
I remember
So,
that
and-
too.
Pokemon
You yelled
special-
at us for that.
I was upset.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was guessing it beforehand, and somehow getting spoiled on it was like before I could figure it out
Oh
organically.
no, I understand. No, it must have sucked because I've been there. When I was in elementary school, I knew this kid who played Wind Waker with me, but he got a lot farther than I did. And he was like, well, let's just say they don't call him the king of red lions for nothing.
Oh my!
And I was like, oh, well, okay. Like, and then it happened. And I was like, oh, neat. He's the king. Like,
Oh.
yeah, I've been there. Apologies again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
No worries. I'm over
my
it now.
inaugural episode, and I had already pissed Holly off. Jeez.
I wasn't there for that, so
That actually kind of is the realm, because I think we talked about that on the second Pokemon podcast, didn't we? The one that we had already kind of finished the game and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to think it's about a month, maybe a little longer, but about a month. And because I'm so sensitive to spoilers, I tend to be really sensitive about what I spoil. I love spoiling. Spoiling it's so much fun. But like I always make a point of being like I talked to Justin a while back about Red Dead, and I was like, well, you're gonna want to get through it, but how much do you want to know about what you need to like do you are you like me? Do you care about like experiences, or do you care about like the plot, or like what's your
and see, here's where games like Red Dead Redemption and Breath of the Wild, while they have so many similarities, are also very different to me, because Breath of the Wild was all about the experience for me. I couldn't care less about the story. The story was fun, but it wasn't important. It was about, oh my god, did you go to this area of the map? Did you see what was there? Oh, I didn't even think to try that. Like, that was what our whole chat was about, and which Lucas, of course, opted out of. But, you know, like Eugene and Mike and I were just back and forth about this experience, and that was exciting for me, was hearing secondhand what somebody else had done that, oh my god, I can't wait to try that.
Well, and see, interesting...
Whereas, well, let me just finish my thought. Whereas Red Dead Redemption is very much story based. Like, the gameplay is fun and immersive and addictive, but it means nothing to me without the characters.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Interestingly enough, like, because that also kind of goes into our whole discussion of like what is and isn't a spoiler. Like, I wanted Breath of the Wild to be an isolated experience. I didn't want, like, even when I got the game, I didn't really want to talk about it. Like, I just wanted to do it and have it be like, you know, Link's out here alone with like nobody, and I want to be out here alone with like nobody. I want it to be my own, you know, like I didn't want to.
An interesting way to think about it, because I hadn't thought of it that way, like immersing yourself in the atmosphere of the actual like theme of the game.
Yeah, that was like my whole thing with it. Like I made a point of kind of, you know, every now and then I have a moment where I'd have to talk to, like, I'd message Mike and be like, whoa, I did a thing. But like so often it was just like, you know, I just want to be alone and figure this stuff out without like anybody, like the world doesn't exist kind of thing. And yeah, there's different ways to approach, I think, most games. And I think that's part of why it becomes such an issue for people, you know? It's like some people want to know every Smash Brothers character that's going to be out before they're out. Some people don't want to know a single one. I make a point when I play Pokemon, new Pokemon games come out, I only look up the evolutions of the starters, and then I go into the rest of it not knowing what the other Pokemon are, because that way when I meet a new Pokemon in the wild, I can be like, that's a thing, whoa, like it's special.
And then there's me, I'm like, I want to know every single Pokemon before I want to,
so you can plan your team out before.
Classic.
Yeah, I live for those because it's so much harder as an adult.
There are two forms of OCD.
So much harder as an adult with the internet to get those experiences we had as a child, where you boot up a game and you don't know what you're getting and it's brand new. And when it's a game that I know I'm going to enjoy, like a Pokemon or a Zelda or something, I like to go into it completely blind, because they already have that pedigree. I already know that the game is going to be good. It's just a matter of like what's going to be new for me. So that's me kind of trying to, like, you know, have that childhood moment of like, whoa, that's a thing, you know. It's my whole thing
in the game.
I think, yeah, and I think
just the story.
Yeah, I think this, to sum it all up, since we are running a little long, is don't be a douche. You know, know who your audience is at the time that you say something. Disclaim a spoiler, even if you don't consider it a spoiler. If you think somebody else could consider it a spoiler, be like, hey, I'm going to mention this, so if you don't want to know, don't listen, you know, stuff like that. And accidents happen, as we just discussed. Sometimes somebody considers something a spoiler that you don't, and you're that douche. But
and sometimes somebody has to edit a podcast for a game that they haven't had the chance to finish playing yet.
Have we ever spoiled something for you?
Position, things might be a little
different. Well, yeah, it's hard when you talk about games, not for a living, but you know,
write about them
or a hobby. Like, yeah, it's hard not to avoid all of that. So you just kind of have to grin and bear it. Well, anyway, we ran long. We are not going to do Change the System this week because we ran incredibly long.
And
so this is actually
no one wants to hear me talk about Minecraft again.
Yeah, and
I do want to mention one thing because I do want to mention one thing because it is a new game, and I did receive a review key for it, but I haven't played it enough to give it a full review. So I just want to say,
Tease it for next week.
Shakedown Hawaii. If you liked Retro City Rampage, you will like Shakedown Hawaii. More on that to come next week.
I will also do a short shameless plug. I cannot mention the game that I am reviewing because I'm pretty sure the embargo forbids that. But hintity hint, in 2 days the game comes out and there will be a review on Infendo.com.
Actually, I think the embargo was lifted today.
I thought they said the 10th, but you know what? Just to be
the May 10th coverage embargo. Okay, yep, nope.
Just to be safe, we won't.
We got the email about it today. It hasn't lifted yet.
The game that comes out on May 10th that you can probably find for yourself on the eShop, I put like 20 hours into it, so expect a glowing review. But anyway.
So would you say it is worth the asking price?
What is the asking
due to the embargo
price? Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Impressions. Yeah. We'll talk about that more next time. Yeah. Holly, do you have any like last minute things or plugs you want to do before we get out of here? I think we're kind of wrapping up. So.
Yeah. Where can the listeners find you?
Hold on.
Well, I am a little less active on Twitter than I used to be, but I am on Twitter. It is my social media of choice, and my handle is @LilRedKoopa. So. Yep.
Nice.
That's me. I still don't have my Nintendo Switch code up on a pinned tweet or anything, so just follow me.
We have a page on like our Discord, our Infendo Discord, like exclusively for that. So
okay.
We even have like a form.
I gotta get on there. I lurk.
Infendo.com as well.
Just all you listeners. I lurk in the Discord.
Lurking and silently judging you for everything you say.
Yeah, pretty much. No. I'm there, but yeah, I'll have to definitely add my Switch code there at least. So.
I forgot to change my background for Change the System. There we go. All right.
There you go. Justin, where are you sowing your seeds of discord?
Interesting. You can find me
where
can you find me? You can find me drawing a complete blank in the middle of a live show. You can find me on Twitter @InfendoJustin. You can find my Disney World related tweets @Utilidork, and you can find me at home struggling to find time to work on Infendo and Utilidork while also working 2 jobs. But I will get something out there for both of those soon.
Steven, when you get something out there, I'm really trying to Eugene this. When you get something out there soon, where will it be?
It will be in the official Minecraft realm of Infendo, also known as Bamful Stamp. Get your invite from Lucas today. You can actually find me on Twitter @Gentix1.
I'm sleeping in Lucas's bed.
You're not wrong. Did you change the sheets? And you can also find me buying amiibo cards from Big Kid Toys over at Etsy.com. Lucas, where can the kids find you?
Thanks for asking, Steve. You can find me on my website, which is chromaticu.com. If you click on the little link at the bottom, you will go to my Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/chromatic_hue. Tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, I'm going to be doing another live stream for just working on the game a little bit. Got nothing done on the minecart segment since last week, so stay tuned. And my Twitter is also @ChromaticU because I'm incredibly creative. So yeah, check that out. And also, if Eugene were here, I'm sure he'd tell you to go to infendo.com and find all the goodness that we put out there all the time. So check us out on there. We'd really appreciate it. Oh yeah. And with that, we are going to get out of here. Ending a show is the part that I don't know how to do. So let's all say goodbye and never talk about this again.
Okay, in 3, 2,
1. Bye-bye.
Real soon. Why? Because we like you.
And with that, we say bye to Twitch. Bye to Twitch.
Bye to Twitch.
Bye to Twitch. Thanks for joining us.
You don't get a special goodbye.